Hi everyone, and welcome to your only lesson on religion in Shogunate Japan, located under the Religion tab of the Japan under the Shogun Teaching and Learning website resource. During this lesson, we're going to cover the three main religions that existed in Shogunate Japan, do a bit of source work on them as well, and explore some of their concepts. Your success criteria for the lesson is located here. So by the end of the lesson, you need to know religions that existed during Shogunate Japan. And by the end of the lesson, you need to be able to explain Shintoism, Confucianism, and Zen Buddhism. So let's start with Shintoism. So the word Shinto means the way of the gods. So inspired by the magnificent geography of Japan, people began to believe in kami, or spirit beings of these places. This formed the basis of Shintoism. The main practices of Shintoism are tradition and the family, love of nature, physical cleanliness, and religious festivals. Special gates called torii gates, which you can see in the images here, mark the entrances to places to worship nature, and they were built in and around places of natural beauty. So we can see how the geography of Japan shapes the way the people lived, where they created a religion because it was so beautiful. Next we have Zen Buddhism. So Buddhism is a religion that was founded by Buddha 2,500 years ago in India. The religion is founded on karma, reincarnation, and a search for enlightenment. Buddhism arrived in Japan from China in the 6th century. The Japanese put their own spin on it and created Zen Buddhism. Zen Buddhism focused on the meditation to empty the mind, create self-discipline, and search for enlightenment. Next we have Confucianism. So unlike Shintoism, Confucianism is not a religion. Confucius was a philosopher who lived in ancient China between 551 BCE and 479 BCE. He had many teachings on how to live a good life that shaped society in ancient China. Confucianism appealed to the Japanese leaders during medieval Japan because it valued family, respecting elders, loyalty, and truth. Confucianism arrived in Japan in 285 CE. We can see an image of Confucius here. So, first task is on sources in medieval Japan. So let's have a look at source 1 together. The source 1 description is the Torii Gate of Itsukushima, of the Itsukushima Shinto shrine on the island of Miyajima near Hiroshima. The original torii was built in 1168 CE. This is a replica of the original torii, and it was made in the 1700s. So, question number 1 here. What makes the source a secondary source? Well, because it's a replica. So that's why it's not the original, it's replica. It's been remade over time. When was the source made? So we can tell that the actual source we're looking at here was finished in the 1700s. What religion does it link to? Well, it links to Shintoism because it's a torii gate. Why was the torii gate built here? To mark an entrance to a place of natural beauty. And when was the original torii built? We can see it's this date here because the original torii was built in 1168 CE. Source number 2 is a 15-meter high statue of Buddha that was completed in Nara in 751 CE. It has been repaired several times and only has little of the original statue remaining. So, number 1, what makes this source a secondary source? Because like source 1, it is a replica. It's been repaired over time. When was the statue originally made? So, it was originally made in 751 CE. And why do you think the people in medieval Japan have made the statue so big? Well, this reflects their respect and belief in Zen Buddhism and how important this religion was to them, reflects how big they made the statue. Source number 3 is a painting on a scroll of an oni wearing foreign clothing, and it was made during the Tokugawa shogunate. An oni was a demon from nature. So is this source a primary or secondary source? So have a look at the description there to find the answer for that. What religion do you think an oni belongs to? I reckon it is definitely Shintoism. When was the source made? You can see it was made during the Tokugawa shogunate. That's the only indication it gives you in the description, so that's the answer you need to have. And number 4, the oni is wearing clothing that is worn by people not from Japan. What do you think the people during the Tokugawa shogunate thought about foreigners? Well, if they dressed a foreigner up as a demon or portrayed a foreigner as a demon, I'd say people during the Tokugawa shogunate, or at least the person who made this painting, didn't like foreigners in Japan. So that's an interesting insight into the Tokugawa shogunate there. And then lastly, source 4, a painting of a yokai's wedding from the 1500s CE. Yokai were important for Shintoism and included different monsters, demons, and spirits. it is unknown who made the source. There's a popular children's TV show called Yokai as well, and that's what it's based off. So is this source a primary or secondary source, and how can you tell who made the source? Well, it's unknown who made the source. So since that description has that answer, that's going to be your answer for number 2. What religion are these spirits from? They're from Shintoism. What is happening in the source? It's a wedding. We can see the bride is being carried in this carriage here, and they're going towards the wedding procession. Look at the spirits in the painting. Do you think yokai are good or bad spirits? So I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Task 2 is a tanka poem on a Japanese fan. So tanka poems are poems about nature that are commonly written on Japanese fans. Tanka poems were read out before entering through a torii gate. Tanka poems follow the following structure. So the first line has 5 syllables, the second line has 7 syllables, the third line has 5 syllables, the fourth line has 7, and the fifth line has 7 as well. So your job is to make your own tanka poem on a Japanese fan and decorate it. And you can use the examples below to help you. So if you're in class, this worksheet will be provided for you, but if you're learning at home, you can print it out like so. So you can see there is a reminder of the tanka poem. You've also got a worksheet, an outline of the fan for you to complete. So you're writing and creating your own tanka poem on the Japanese fan, and then you're decorating it as well, like these ones here. We can see there's 2 really good examples here. I like this one. The sun rises up into the morning daylight. Birds fly very high, trying hard to touch the sun, just like my love flies away. I think that's pretty cool. And then lastly, you've got a Kahoot. You can play with the class by clicking on that tab there. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for your next lesson on Japan under the Shogun. If you like using these resources and want to stay updated to any new websites or any new lessons that are made in existing websites like this one, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you.